Hi, and welcome to Monday's Delight. Super excited to, as it were, jump into your space this first day of September and to bring you the word of the Lord. I am excited. But first of all, let me just say a very big thank you to the pastor in charge of our Jubilee Temple Assembly, Royal House, Achimota, Reverend Felix Atibu. God bless you yesterday for giving me that great opportunity to share the word of the Lord or to share your pulpit with you. And we thank God for his word. We bless God. But the month of September has a lot of significant pillars that ought to be unveiled so as we would walk in what God has purposed in this month for us. So we will be looking at completion and harvest. Completion and harvest. It is anticipated by the spiritual calendar that when you plant on the ninth month, you will harvest. When you impregnate on the ninth month, you give birth. Therefore, we will talk about completion and harvest. And then next week, we'll pick another subject and see what the Lord will do with us. We are looking at Matthew chapter 9, the verse number 38, and I do the NIV version. Ask the Lord of harvest. Ask the Lord of harvest, therefore, to send out workers unto his field. Ask the Lord of harvest to send workers into the field. But I love the GNT, which says that pray to the owner of harvest. Hey, you are looking for harvest in your marriage. You are looking for harvest in your academic. You are looking for harvest in your marriage. Pray to the Lord of harvest. Pray to the Lord of harvest that he will send out workers. Hey, listen, you know why you are struggling? You need God to send spiritual workers to, as it were, move that marriage forward. You need God to send out spiritual workers to move that business forward. You need God to send out spiritual workers to move that business forward. You need God to send those spiritual workers. I declare that in this month of September, Jehovah will release some spiritual workers, and you will begin to see speed in the area of your academics, speed in the area of your business, speed in the area of your health. I declare. I love it, but let me push this. Let me push this so that we can make progress. We can make progress. Let me push this. There are certain spiritual prayers that you ought to pray in this month, because the month is saturated with what we call the God of harvest miracle. The divine workers miracle. And if you stand on these pillars and you release a prayer, God will definitely come to you with the harvest, and God will send spiritual workers to push your things forward. So I would introduce some three prayers to you, and by so doing, I am certain that when you pray these prayers diligently, your September will be a month of completion and harvest. Number one, prayer for laborers. Kadabatus. Prayer for laborers. Intercede for God to send out workers who would have a genuine love and passion for you. Pray that God will send out laborers who would have your passion at heart, who would have your love, and who are willing to sacrifice for you. Those are the kind of laborers that you ought to pray for. In this month, God has activated that kind of laborers to come your way. Pray that the enemy will not divert them. The second one, prayer for spiritual growth. Prayer for spiritual growth. Ask God to provide godly mentors and role models who will guide and nurture you. Ask God to grant unto you spiritual role models who would guide and nurture you, because that is what you need in this month. Now, the final one. Pray for opportunities, and that is what I love, because the month of September is full of opportunities. And if you don't pray to attract them, if you don't pray for your eye to open, if you don't pray for these things to come to being, you will have a problem. I pray that God will give you the strength to move these three pillars of prayers for their manifestation. The month of September will be your month of completion and harvest. I love you. God bless you. And I'll see you next week.